Hiya, Dr. Allison here. Happy to be here with you today. And this is for all of you who have a project, an idea, a desire that you've been going at manifesting, right? It's likely all of you. So take a moment to tune in to that idea or that project or that desire of something that you want manifested. Okay. Now, owl medicine has been really interesting this year-ish for me. I've had the nickname Hawkeyes for decades because I can see people's blocks. It's like immediate, and I don't necessarily walk around with that turned on. So like as I'm out playing, I'm just seeing everybody. It's not like that, obviously, or maybe not so obviously for some of you listeners, but nowadays it feels like it really wants to be called the owl eyes. I'm seeing owl in that repeated way when you know something's communicating to you. So owl medicine, including during the full moon sacred activations of this week, the owl hooting out here in my back, and that's rare. So owls, and my one of my younger brothers, I have two, the one who's into yoga and meditation as a teacher now, more actively than my younger one, has been having owl sightings, and we talk a lot, and I've been kind of, somewhat of his mentor through this process as he's gone about his path. And he had an owl land in his yard, and it was just making it really obvious to for him to notice it. And he texted me as that was happening, and one thing led to another. I got him an owl planner. There was an owl on the front cover when I was over in Glastonbury for his 2023 planner. And when he was here for Thanksgiving, he was over at my house, and in fact I was in the middle of giving him some energy medicine on his shoulder, so we go back into being able to do shoulder stand more efficiently without pain. An owl swooped in, huge wingspan, landed on an oak tree in close to my house at the end of my drive, and we walked outside in that way you have to so that we don't scare them off, and it sat there. And I stepped up, my brother hung back, and I stepped up even closer after we'd been watching for a couple of minutes. And it turned its head really quickly in that really weird mechanical way owls turn their heads, looked right at us, and then turned back. I know when I was in Glastonbury for the retreats this past time, there was actually someone training as a VUP practitioner for her first and second degree, so brand new to training as a VUP practitioner. She had also had the owl come in an intuitive practice that I was guiding them through. I say all of this because what does the owl represent to you? Beyond the, death interpretation. It can see in the dark, right? And it can turn its head 360, see all around it. So I say this to you, going back to your desire or the project or the new business or the new revenue stream or whatever you're focused on manifesting. As this beast of manifestation, as my masterminders have come to nickname me, tells you that one of the key aspects to up-leveling your life, and I don't mean any of you, I don't mean struggles and how you heal something and seeing the blockage that's caused the crisis or the suffering or the struggle. I'm not just talking to you. Notice I started this out with those of you focused on co-creating an idea, right? By not just thinking of that 85 to 95% of what rules our daily life and our choices is at what I call the back of the house consciousness, meaning the unconscious, not conscious, the subconscious, not under the conscious. Sub means under, right? Not conscious and underconscious radar is what 85 to 95% of your daily choices are made from. So the more that we can get someone in there to see what would help you release, to have released, the more your peripheral vision is going to be able to open up, and you're going to be able to see and perceive more for your creativity. I just posted today about creativity being actually enhanced by an amplification of your light. So that's another reason why to clear out blockages that lock down the light's flow, or the chi, or the universal life force, or the ki, or the prana, and instead be able to have it flowing. And that includes throughout your entire system, right? Which would include your intuitive faculties, your seeing and perceiving faculties expanding. So it behooves you to have this swiped left and be done with it, and now be able to use that awakened in this time of humanity's spiritual awakening, our awakening times, 2012 to 2032, consciousness freshly awakened, so you can create with more light, with more seeing and perceiving, with more consciousness, and thus more creativity, and thus more speed, and thus more capacity to, instead of waiting, being maybe frustrated because you're not seeing what would help move that project or manifestation along quicker. That's how is in my joy zone, to use my intuitive faculties and my owl eyes, not to necessarily only heal what's been blocking you from a situation where there's been suffering or struggle or crisis, right? Because I don't bill myself as a healer, but as opening up in this second half of 2012 to 2032, the creative part, the constructive part, as we create our new era, our new paradigm. We're out of the cleansing mode of the first 10 years. And so we're in that era now where us getting very much more tuned into our creative faculties. And I don't mean arts and crafts creativity, or welding, or sculpting, or pottery creativity only. I mean recognizing that our lives are getting created by every one of our choices that we do and don't and even hesitate on making. My radio show for 2.5 years, Create Your Best Life Ever. It's not running anymore, but that's what I had. It was hugely popular on Voice America. Create, our creativity, yeah? And there is that pleading tone again. It's almost like just wanting more people to be awakened to their own power and feeling their inherent, like, oh no, more to attend to. What if it's not that? What if it's not, oh no, more to attend to? What if it's just as simple as you show up for a program and you receive clearings where somebody isn't even saying your name, but they're seeing what's blocking you, and you have it cleared and you have access, like I've already explained, and your ideas and projects start to move along. So there is an unconscious conclusion that, oh no, I don't have time. Oh no, I don't have space. Oh no, anything that gets me progress is going to be hard work. And these are exactly the kinds of things I'm talking about. So that I get this pleading tone. I noticed it yesterday in one of my podcast interviews that was being recorded when I was being interviewed, the sense of pleading. And I was talking to a really beginning audience with this kind of stuff. And it's a sense of like wanting to get through to your ego minds that are so busy and so on the surface of life, going about all the tasks that there are to attend to, and how intense life is right now. But it's intense for a reason, because the news popping in, and I'm wanting to get your attention through all the noise so that you can see the easy, quick, fun, light way and come off of, oh, it's going to be difficult, or it's going to be, I'm going to have to give this much, or I'm going to have to do this much. What if you really just allowed yourself to grow and it was easy and fun? I wonder what that version of you would look like, and I invite her or him to come on board more now than ever before. I gotta run. Cheers. Namaste.